Say yay or nay. Can you?
Hi, everybody. I don't know if anyone looked at the awesome graphic art that I put up. I don't know, but I worked really hard on it. Um, so today I'm going to talk about strategizing against your own worst enemy. Just in case you're wondering, your own worst enemy literally lives in this rock inside, the that big giant ball of fat that sits right here in between your ears. That is your worst enemy. Um, what informs your worst enemy, what gives it the ammunition is really your past. Uh, I was watching a video from I can't remember her name. She well anyway, Katrina had actually hooked me up with someone who was doing like a summit thing, a free summit thing, and one of the speakers was talking about um, basically how your mind sabotages most of the stuff that you try to do. Now, granted, he talks about MLM and all that type of stuff, and we all know how I feel about MLM personally. So we're not even going there. What we're really going to be talking about is just any projects that you're trying to do, be it online marketing of a business that you're trying to start, or uh, just any type of new skills, new tasks, what have you. So that being said, um, what really informs this? Honestly, it's your past. Your own worst enemy is literally fed things that you were just given in your past over and over and over again. I can't stress this enough. Even in the most positive upbringing that you could possibly have, you are going to be inundated with enough negative fuel in your brain to stop you from doing anything.
That word no.
I'm going to tell you, I do not have the model upbringing that some people have had, and it's a constant battle with self doubt and all that type of stuff. So, uh, if you were brought up even in a positive environment, you're still going to have um, doubt, fear of rejection, fear of failure, a feeling of wasting your time trying to do anything. These things they're normal, they're natural, they are things that happen to everybody. Now, if you're an asshole like me, you just shrug that shit off and just keep plowing, keep plowing, keep plowing. You keep going until you can't go no more, and then you just keep going again. That's how I deal with that type of stuff. But then again, I've gotten kind of really used to that voice in the back of my head. He doesn't shut the hell up. Um, what this guy on the summit was talking about was actually using your your community, your customer base, your tribe, to sort of let you consciously see what other people are seeing in you. Positives, negatives. It doesn't matter, because if it's a negative and it's being brought to your conscious attention, it gives you the opportunity to work on it, as opposed to uh, just you're not making sales and you don't know why. You're not closing deals. You don't know why. Um, Getting answers, getting feedback, and being open and uh, accepting of constructive feedback is very important. Um, but also, it, it it also allows you a window into what other people are seeing when they see you, or when they hear from you, or when they see what you're doing or see what you're about. And it's kind of really important that that's the fuel that gets a lot of people keep going. A lot of people don't have angst and rage like me to just eternally go off of. I can carry the stone of the world on my back forever because fuck that stone. That's all it really takes from me.
Well,
But
that kind of feedback also is, necessary if you have a product or a service that you're providing. People could help you engineer or design something a little bit better than what you already have just by those little,
right. Feedback definitely allows you the opportunity to see what works so you can keep doing what works. You don't need to necessarily go above and beyond, but if you know what you're doing is working and you just need to do more of that to make it work better, well then that in and of itself is already a win. It's a success. Now granted, this guy goes into a lot of metaphysical wishy-washy stuff that I don't really buy into. So if you're interested in all that type of stuff,
I think it was John G. Myers. I think that was his name.
No, it was Murphy, something Murphy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Something Murphy.
Yeah.
But like Wayne Dyer, that type of stuff. I don't buy into that stuff. So just to be completely clear, yeah, I get it. Whatever you put out in the world, you're gonna get back type of stuff that sort of kind of works. If you're a shitty person, you're gonna get shit back. Yeah, that's great. But I don't think that that's necessarily an effective path to creating a stable income and an enduring income. I like to keep my roots in the ground.
Action.
So that being said, like a lot of that stuff that he was talking about, yeah, sure, I get you, but the one main thing that I took away from him going on for about a half an hour was really about dealing with your own mind when it comes to creating, engaging in new projects, doing new things. All of that fear when you're doing something new, that generally comes from that voice in your head telling you, oh, you can't do it, you're not good at it, there's people who do it better, there's people who are more experienced, there's people who have a better portfolio than you do. And honestly, me personally, I just tell that thing to fuck off because that's who I am as a person. And some people just can't do that, and I understand that. But here comes the strategy. You're watching me here on social media. I no bones about it. Anybody who's watching this is watching it via social media. I will tell you, I get like 0 YouTube hits on any of these videos whatsoever. Like nobody, and that's cool. That's fine. But in the end, ask your contacts. There was a little ask meme thing going around. Describe me in one word. You'd be amazed at what some people would say about you. I don't do those types of things because I don't care what anyone thinks. Again, my mindset's a little bit different than everybody else, but those are the types of things that in your darkest time, when you go and you take a look at that feedback, and you see things, and you're like, well, how are they seeing this in me? How are they seeing that in me? And it really forces you to consciously look at what your subconscious is doing, and that's the main strategy of trying to defeat your own worst enemy. Aside that, being consistent, being orderly, when it comes to your online business or your creative projects. If you're producing content and you produce once a week, and then all of a sudden you drop off to once a month, to once every 6 months. I know I did it. I got writer's block really bad, and I just stopped writing completely for like 2.5 years. And then I picked it up for another like 2 months and was like, screw it, I'm done and I'm not doing it no more. And I still to this day don't write. It's just it's not a good medium for me. Mainly because I have to have really bad conversations with that voice in my head, and I just don't like doing that. If anyone has read anything that I've written, it gets pretty dark really quick, and I just don't want to be that guy. So I just don't do it. But being consistent, when I was consistent, I was. This was before internet monetization was really happening. When I was consistent, I was every week I was putting out a blog post. I was putting out an image. I was grabbing a kitty cat that's being a little pain in the butt. Come here, you. Look at all that belly. I was like super consistent about it. I was very regular. Every week I was producing some written work, whether it be like a chapter or 2 chapters, and every week I was producing at least 1 or 2 poetry images. And then I just dropped off because I got writer's block. But while I was consistent, I was a few hundred hits every day. And if this was at the time where blogs were getting monetized, if this was now, I'd be that would be a business. That would be a source of income, like a legit source of income. Now, that being said, you can look at her. Look how big and fat she is. Get feedback from your people. Get consistent with it, and have an honest conversation with yourself. You're going to have to, because this is all stuff that's in your past. Now you can just go, well, I don't live in my past, so I'm not going to be there. I'm going to live in my future, and I'm not going to let the old voice in my brain who's talking from my past really influence me. And it's good advice, but
it can be sabotaging.
I don't necessarily think everyone really does that, because you have to really unpack all that stuff. I can't stress this enough. You're eventually going to have to deal with that negative voice. It's never going to really shut up, but you can tone it down a bit. Now, one of the things you can do is stay focused on what you're doing, because your brain, your voice in your head, all your self-doubt and all that type of stuff, what it's going to do is it's going to look for patterns. Oh, well, nobody bought your product, no one liked your post, no one this, no one that, and it's going to go, haha, I know this. This is back here when someone told you, no, you don't bother getting involved in that project. You can't succeed. You can't this. You can't that.
It looks like 2 comments.
Oh, just one.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Mike. Now you're a superstar.
I
Everybody, that was Tisdale. And I don't know how long ago he said that. I just completely missed seeing it. So anyway, where was I? Crap. I hate when that happens. So The whole thing is that when you're going into your future, if you have a conscious understanding of your ability to self-sabotage, your ability for your brain to subconsciously keep telling you that you're a failure and that you're going to fail, and that will become your reality if you continue to let it happen.
Predicted. Prediction. Make it in.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody that lives with epilepsy, I've had to go through those battles with myself, and especially when I was younger, and having, you know, those that care about me tell me, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, and then I'd have to, you know, second guess myself and have those conversations, you know, with myself. And you know, having epilepsy is no excuse for not doing what you want to do in life. So I've always, you know, just squash all that kind of negative talk. You know, you're not going to accomplish anything if you're constantly listening to that chatter, that noise, the negative white noise.
Yeah. White noise. All right. So now we're getting on to like 15 minutes, so it's getting kind of long. So yeah, if you have, you know, that inside of your head where you can just be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm not listening to you. Congratulations. It does make it a lot easier to just keep going. I do sit there and inside my head, I have to deal with it every single time. I mean, like if I start working on a piece of music to write, and my brain's like, no, that's shit. I keep writing. That's what I do. The same thing when I was writing regularly, my brain was like, no, that shit. I was like, fuck it, just keep writing, and then we'll reread it, and we'll edit it afterwards. And that's what I did. Working on the guitar, if anybody goes and hits up my YouTube page, when I was working on my Aria Pro, we had a small hiccup. I bought a new bridge, new saddle set, and it was the wrong size. Basically, because Aria doesn't sell parts, I had to try and figure out with a best guess, and I guessed wrong. And there's a video of it up, me pulling everything apart, getting it, and being like, shit, it's the wrong size. Well, we'll make this video in the future when I get the right size parts, and that's what we did. The whole thing is there's an old saying. You know what happens when a shark doesn't move? It drowns. You just gotta keep moving. You just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep pushing. Eventually, it'll happen. Eventually, you'll make money. You'll start turning a profit. And then once you start turning a profit, once you start making sales, once you start delivering products, then the feedback comes in. The product testimonials start coming in, and that influences other people. And that's something we have to understand, that this is a process. This takes time. It takes a lot less time than it used to. You know in a year whether or not your product is really filling the niche that you want to serve society with. It's a lot faster process. It's a lot less expensive process. So really get on out there. Let your freak flag fly. Let your freak flag fly. Damn it!
Fly.
Let your freak flag fly, and get out there and put your projects out there. I can't tell you enough times. I'm sure. Just keep swimming. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing Dory from Finding Nemo, I guess. Actually, it's a lot older than that, but whatever. Get your project out there. I can't say this enough that you got to get involved in the network. If you've got a project, I will help get your project out there. I will make you internet famous by throwing your shit everywhere. And I have no qualms about being annoying. You can ask Tisdale. He knows. He's known me longer than almost anybody else. So there you go. With that being said, I think we're going to cut it here. I thank everybody for coming by and wish you guys have a good night. I have to make graphics for triplets and record triplet video for our Indian Learning Music Tutor if anyone wants to learn music. All right. Shameless plug. Done. Have a good night, everybody.
Buenas noches.